Hello.
Hey, friends.
Welcome back. It is SalLynn Duran.
And Brandon Beston.
And we are here with Spill the Tea.
Build the block.
And one other thing, somebody last week told us to that we forgot to
tell you what we do.
So I'm a local real estate agent here in Colorado. So, and this is for people, I guess, jumping on that don't know us. And then Brandon,
we forget that everyone out in the world doesn't know us yet. So
yes.
I'm also a local real estate agent here in Colorado.
Yeah. And so we're going to be talking, since it's International Women's Month, we're highlighting that for the month of March. So we're going to get into the nitty gritty about some history around home ownership and women, and then also going to be talking about affordable housing home ownership programs and some of the clients that we've helped along the way with those programs. But before we jump into that, how was your week and weekend after our first live show last week?
Yeah, it's been great. It feels like it's been a bit of a whirlwind, a busy week, a lot going on.
Yes.
We're a little late today because we had some technical difficulties, but that's just the joys of going live. So hopefully everyone out there can hear and see us and we look good. And
we had a busy week. I had definitely a ton of positive feedback from the live show last week. And so I'm really excited about that. We're excited to bring new stuff every week. And I had a busy week in real estate, but then also just momhood all together.
Yeah, I bet.
Tell me a little bit about yours. What did you do this weekend? Anything fun?
Yeah. Well, busy week in real estate, a lot of showings, getting some listings ready for the market. So that's been great. So stay tuned for those listings. We'll have homes for you to buy. And then this weekend, it was snowing on Friday.
Yes.
Wild. We finally got some snow in Denver. We needed it. Yeah. And then, then just went out and hung out with some friends, did a little work around the house, did a lot of showings, and nothing other than that. What about you? How was your week? What was going on with family and stuff?
Busy. I'm relocating a family from Arizona. So they took a job offer out here. First time visiting this weekend. So we were all over town, from Strasburg, Bennett to Johnstown, trying to just lock in an area that they really want to be in, and then price point. So just helping them navigate the Colorado market. Some highlights with just personal stuff. My oldest son, signed up for some college classes for next year.
Wild.
Yeah. And so it's crazy.
Are you ready to be a college mom?
Well, he's not even going to he don't want to go to college, and I didn't push it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't push it, but
he's just taking some classes.
Yeah. His school's paying for it, and he qualifies for
credits, in case he decides to do it later.
Yeah. So I'm like, might as well take some college classes, get some credit, just in case you change your mind later on.
Absolutely.
And then my middle child shattered his foot this past summer.
Oh no.
Yeah. So we were at the doctor's Tuesday, all cleared, 9 months in, and he had 3 surgeries later, infection, but we are through it. He is healed.
We're at the end.
We're done. We're done.
Ready to go.
He wants to jump back on the bike, and I'm like,
careful. Be careful. Go slow. Go slow. Yeah.
So just busy week, and then just showings this week. Listings coming up as well. Yep. So just all of that.
Oh, I did forget to tell you something that I did this weekend.
What is that?
Have you noticed my new scarf?
I was going to be a little judgy and say, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I also have a leather jacket on.
I know. So Colorado, for those that don't know, we got a professional women's soccer team, the Denver Summit, and they are their season's getting going, and their first home game is March 28th. But anybody that joined to be a 5280 member we've got a scarf. Nice. So I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones, but I'm excited to support our women. For our Women's History Month, this is a historic women's history event happening here in Colorado.
That's perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
So let's dive into a little bit about I'm going to go over some national numbers in regards to women and women's rights over the years, over decades and centuries. And I'm just super proud. I'm a woman of color, come from a single family household. And so I'm just like about, us female empowerment and us coming together.
Yeah, I think we have some awesome numbers to report towards the end of the information that we're going to give, but let's go back and see where we came from.
So in 1848, Married Women's Property Act, New York passed a landmark law allowing women to keep property they brought into a marriage. Other states slowly followed after that. In 1960, the singles woman struggle. Even if a woman had a high-paying job, banks frequently refused to issue mortgages to single women without a male cosigner.
Say that year again.
1960s.
So that's crazy. It's been less than 60 years since women were able to, I mean, even less than that, women were able to get a mortgage on their own.
Yeah. And then in 1974, the Equal Credit Opportunity Act took place. This was the big bang for women homeowners. It made it illegal for creditors to discriminate based on sex or marital status. Before this, banks often discounted a woman's income by 50% or more.
And why is that?
I think it's potentially still going on.
Yeah.
Right? Women are still paid less. Banks, not that banks are not counting that, but I think it's just, I think we got some work to still do.
We do. We definitely do.
So, assuming she would eventually quit to have children.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So they would only credit 50% of her income for qualifications for loans.
Yeah.
Because they thought she may quit down the road to have kids. It's wild.
Shame.
Wild.
Little shame.
Little shameful. So, yep. But we're moving in the right direction.
Today.
We still have work to do.
So do you want to go over, I guess I'll talk, there's today's. Mm-hmm. Today's numbers are a lot better. Sorry, this cord is driving me a little crazy. Before I go into today's, is there anything in regards to Colorado history before we get into today's?
Yeah, I think some interesting thing about Colorado is that Colorado has a reputation for being slightly ahead. And the reason, when we were diving into some research for today, the reason why is because as people were heading west, women were largely women's rights were ahead of the curve because of the frontier, where women's labor was much more essential to survival and economic stability.
Okay.
Yep. So in 1893, Colorado became the first state to enfranchise women through a popular vote. This political power translated into early protections for property and inheritance rights, compared to many other of the eastern states. Under the Homestead Act of 1862, single, widowed, and divorced women could and did claim 160 acres of land in Colorado in their own names. So it's estimated between 10 and 15% of homesteaders were, they called them girl homesteaders. Which I think was pretty fascinating.
Yeah. So that's one thing that I think I love about our state. We're always a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
And as we continue with our shows, you'll learn a little bit more about that and kind of why Colorado leads in that.
Yep.
And so today, single women have outpaced single men in home ownership since the late 1990s. Currently, single women own roughly 13% of owner-occupied homes in the U.S., compared to men, 10% for single men.
Say those numbers again.
13% owner-occupied for women and 10% for single men. But that's not it. We're not done. So ownership today, nationally, single women account for approximately 21% of all home purchases, while single men account for only 9%.
That's amazing.
Yep. First-time homebuyers, this trend is even stronger among first-time homebuyers, where single women now make up 25% of the market. And as of 2025, over 20 million single women in the U.S. owned homes, the highest number ever that we've seen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I just shout out to those single moms.
Single women, single moms, single women.
Yeah, single women, single moms, because that can mean a bunch of different things.
Yeah, it's everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think that's something that's important is to talk about is the intersectionality of the history of women and of access to rights, is that white women had access to the rights to home ownership, to voting way before any other women of color. Indigenous, Hispanic, Asian women, Black women.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important part of the conversation. So when we're talking about generational wealth and the history of home ownership, I think it's important to remember that we're still not there. The home ownership rates with people of color is still less than of their white counterparts.
Yeah. And that's why I think we created this space, right? Because we already help the community to educate as much as we can, but to be on a bigger platform to potentially reach a lot more people around, single moms or single women in general, and anybody of color. We're here to be that resource of showing you how easy it could be and what those first steps are to get into home ownership. And so I'm really excited about you guys all get to hear it first, what the numbers are and what it looks like, but then how we can help make that change. And if it's the first step is just by raising your hand, saying like, hey, this is my situation. Can you all help?
Exactly. And I think you were going to talk about some of the programs that are available to everybody.
Yeah.
But that specifically, since we're talking about the ladies and the women today, these programs are available too.
So there's some people that might have heard of affordable housing home ownership programs is what I call them. Right now in Colorado, we have 3 different programs. We have Elevation Land Trust, Habitat for Humanities, and then we have one through the city of Denver. And so what they are is home ownership, but at an affordable cost. So these homes tend to be anywhere from the 200s to maybe 350 on the high end. Mm-hmm. Some are single families, some are townhomes, some are new construction homes. And so what the program allows is for people, you have to be within certain income guidelines. So I often recommend these types of programs if they don't qualify for the regular market because it's extremely expensive here in Colorado. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say, no, you don't qualify for nothing. Let's look at affordable housing and let's talk a little bit more about that program. And so you have to be within income guidelines depending on household size. And it's a process. It could be a little crazy to get through the application, but I've been through I've helped people go through it. So I know step by step of what you can do. And like I said, what's special about them and make it affordable is they don't have any private mortgage insurance. So you're not required to put 20% down. The private mortgage insurance is just not in the picture at all. You can use down payment assistance for the program as well. A lot of times coming to the table with as little as $1,600 out of pocket. And what the program does is through Habitat for Humanities and Elevation Land Trust, there's a 99-year deed restriction. And so what that means is the person owns the house, but the program and nonprofit own the land. So the home will always stay in the affordable program. And what it is supposed to be is just a step up from a rental, but you're still building equity, anywhere from 1% to 3% appreciation and growth. Whenever you decide to sell the home, you're still going to make money from it. You just won't be able to make as much money as maybe the neighbor across the street that can sell it for $500,000. They want to keep it affordable for the next family, our mom, our young person to be able to keep it. And it's just an entryway into the real estate market. And so I think it's a great opportunity with the Denver City and County. Their deed restrictions could be anywhere from 5 to 30 years. Mm-hmm. So that program is a little bit nicer because as long as you live in the property for 5 years, then you can sell it for regular market and profit like you would your neighbor across the street.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're obviously each one of these programs, the qualifications are going to be different. It's not going to be it's not a one size fits all program for any of them. So I think if you have any questions, that's what we're here. We want to get people the information, but then each individual's situation is different. And like you were talking about the qualifications about there's income restrictions on how much you can make and size of families and size of people living in the home. So I think it's, that's what we're here for. We're going to put the link to reach out to us if you want to get more information about any of these programs or to talk to us about the opportunity of home ownership. That's really what we're here for.
Yeah. And I got permission to share with one of my past clients that I did help get into one of these programs.
That's awesome.
So she came to me, a single mom on one income. She, I'm going to just say what she wrote me. So she didn't bring anything to closing. She got a brand new 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome.
Wow.
Her mortgage is 1,040 and her interest rate was 3%. She's been in the home now, I want to say 4 years.
Okay.
But to be able to buy something like that brand new was pretty cool to help her. And this is what she wrote. After going through a divorce, common law, it was a real thing. My credit was destroyed. Elevation Land Trust gave me an opportunity as I was still healing and growing financially and spiritually. To be a homeowner with no ties to a man, just me and my kids, gave me strength, independence as a woman, and gave me my confidence back.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we always talk about home being a place to create memories and it's an investment, but it's also a place to like feel like stability and safety and build confidence with everything that goes along with it.
It could be scary. I think women stay in relationships for certain reasons, and so as a woman and systemically of like what we've been known to be, right, just homemakers, and we can't afford things on our own. So to be able to do that after a divorce or a separation or even a death of a spouse is super empowering to just encourage more people to do what they want to do.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
It can be done.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So what would you say is a woman that you look up to or that stands out to you?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so it's Women's History Month. So I always think about like all the women in the past, like women that are important to me personally in my life. But one woman that I really is somebody that I look up to is Marsha P. Johnson. And Marsha P. Johnson was a transgender woman of color at the Stonewall riots, which is, if you're not familiar with it, Stonewall is a bar in New York. And in the late 60s, there was a riot where they fought back. And it's marked as one of the like key milestones in the beginning fight for LGBTQ plus rights. So she's somebody that I look up to. She was a community member. She was a fighter. She experienced homelessness during her life. She experienced mental illness, but still like the things that she did during her time in New York City and in her life just made a global impact and has made the world better for so many people, including myself as a gay man.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah. What about you? Who's a woman that you look up to?
Honestly, I did a post about this the other day. I think Rosa Parks is always somebody that just stood out to me. I remember learning about her in school and just what she stood for. She's somebody, Frida is somebody in the Latino community that I've always just looked up to and was an inspiration. But I think when I look back to just something a little bit more intimate, I remember always in school, you'd have to do little projects like who's your hero, and people would name, people, and mine was always my mom.
Yeah.
And so, Mom, if you're watching, which I'm sure she is, she's probably commenting below. But I would say my mom, I think she is a true, I think she's just amazing. She's come from just a very hard life, a single mom that just faced a lot of adversities. And so to be a single mom raising 3 kids, I think she did where me, my brother, and my sister are now is a true, is true to what she stood for and a true example of like, she did good with us. And so I think it would have to be like my mom. Yeah. Like she's just a person of color and she just been through the grit and the grind and she's just never gave up that resilience. And she still goes through trials now. And you just always see her push through and show up for us and her grandkids. And so I would say like my mom has to be a woman that just inspires me, but also just the people around her.
Yeah. Is there one lesson that you learned from your mom that you carry with you every day?
Yeah, I think always stand up for what I believe in and never be afraid to speak my mind and stand up for people that aren't able to stand up for themselves. I think the world could be very intimidating at times and that could come off too, because I've always gotten that we're both aggressive or we could be mean. But I think we tend to be, for the voiceless people, the voice for the voiceless.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like if anybody's ever getting mistreated, whether we're at a diner or in I'll say something.
Absolutely.
So I think that's one thing that
And
I
it's
got from her.
scary. It's scary to speak up when
Oh,
because
yeah.
you don't want to put yourself in danger, but I think it's worth it. You got to
No.
speak up for other people when
Yeah.
you see people that need
Yeah.
somebody to show them that
Yeah.
they're not alone.
Yeah.
There's so many times we feel alone in the world, and when,
Yeah.
when we can speak up for other people or people speak up for us, it reminds us that we're not alone. We're all in this together.
Just reminds you to be kind, right? Like to be kind. You never know what people are going through in life. And that's just something that's been in a conversation in the last couple of weeks of like, I do a lot of women's events in bringing women together. And I believe in that because we oftentimes could be very mean and cruel to one another. And I think systems have made us be like that. But we're also similar and we all go, no matter the tough exterior, or we seem like we have it all together, we're all going through the same things. We're all facing the same stuff. And so I try to bring that unity together of like a safe space for people to share and be vulnerable. And, we all go through it. We just don't talk about it. It's almost shame to talk about it.
Yeah, but we're changing that here today.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure, people from the LGBTQ plus community also face even maybe deeper issues. Right?
I mean, a lot of issues. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we're
definitely under attack right now. I mean, there's a lot of laws that are being passed, bills that are being passed that's attacking our community. Just a couple weeks ago in Kansas State, excuse me, the state of Kansas, they made it so transgender people's IDs were invalidated if their gender marker was as they identify, which is discriminatory, unacceptable.
Yeah.
And it puts them in so much danger. Like you can't travel without a government ID. You can't buy some products. There's buildings that you can't go inside of. You can't drive to work.
Yeah.
So like it's really putting people in danger.
Yeah.
And for what? Like let people live their life, be kind to each other. Let people be who they are authentically. It doesn't hurt anybody.
No.
Like you are who you are, and that doesn't hurt me, and I'm who I am, and it should not hurt you.
And it shouldn't affect anything.
Bring joy.
No. Yeah. I in our household, we are like, I think our household is pretty cool. We're a little crazy, but one thing, you could come to like one of our parties and you will see a Black person there. You'll see gay men there. You'll see lesbians there. You'll see 60-year-olds, 21-year-olds. We just allow for everybody. I feel like I have to worry about my family and my kids and my household, and that's my only concern. However, other people choose to live their lives.
Absolutely.
It doesn't affect me. It doesn't. I don't lose sleep over it. Like, however people choose to live, let them live.
Yeah.
You're teaching your kids what your beliefs are and what you want, how you want them to be. And that's all that should matter.
Yeah. And I think life's fuller, and we learn so much when we're around people that are not like us. And
we could learn from one another.
From each other. We learn from each other's journeys and stories and experiences. And it just gives us fuller perspective and I think a fuller, more joyful life.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
And I think with that too, since we're kind of like somewhat on the topic, my bestie and AKA neighbor, he is married to a man.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they've adopted 3 children.
How exciting.
Yeah. And so we've been friends since we moved in next to each other pretty much. And so also he's raising a daughter. So facing all of that, they're raising 2 boys. And so with that, him and his son, James, I love his son, James, this is for you. He came and brought me a Valentine's gift, and we're going to do a little giveaway. And he gave me this book, and it's Go as a River. And it's actually based here in Colorado. Okay. And so
what is this book? Tell me about it.
Such a good book. It goes right into line. It talks about from like 1942, like way back in the day, what some cities in Colorado by Gunnison and things like that. But it just it's about a woman who is back in the day, like just going, her mom passes away and she's raised by her dad and her uncle and then her brother, and the struggles she's just been through as a woman all the way until she's older in life and later in life. And so I think this was a very perfect book in line what we talked about, because she expresses some of those struggles and having to figure out, once the dad left, and how to take care of a farm and the finances of things, and how men just didn't respect women as much as they should have back then. And so and then it's all based in here in Colorado.
That's awesome.
And so it was a super powerful book. At first, I don't know, maybe people can answer this. Do you think listening to like Audible is reading a book or not?
For me, I like to hold the book.
I know.
I think when I'm listening to things, my mind will start to wander. I mean, when I read, my mind starts to wander too. But then I can get refocus. So I like to hold and read a book. What about you? Do you prefer Audible or do you?
So I love to read and hold the book. I love it. It just makes me feel cozy, and I don't know, just makes me feel cozy. But with my busy life, I don't have time to sit there and I don't have time to sit there and read.
Yeah.
I really don't. So I do Audible because I'm in my car a lot, or I can listen in the shop. I can listen anywhere to it. And so my husband's been making fun of me because he's like, that's not reading. And I'm like, I think it is reading. It's reading. It's listening.
You're listening.
So my, Greg gave me that book,
Somebody's reading to you.
Yeah. So I got it on Audible. So I wanted to gift or re-gift the book because I'm not going to ever be able to. I already read it.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to re-gift it.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So how does somebody enter to win this book?
So what we'll do is we'll drop a Google Sheet in the links that will get your information. And then we will do we'll run the names in a spin tomorrow. And then you get this book if you'd like to enter to win. And then I'd also like for you to comment below if you think Audible is reading or not reading.
Yeah, that's great.
So please drop us your feedback.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. And since we're doing this kind of spontaneously,
do
we want to do the giveaway next Thursday?
That's
on the podcast?
Yeah.
Or on the live show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So that people have a week to enter. So they have time to listen to the episode and enter that Google Sheet.
Yeah. It's a very good book. I think it's good for anybody to read. So we'll drop the Google Sheet in our comments. You could enter to win, and then we could kind of figure out how to even maybe do one of those spin wheels live. And then
we'll see if we can figure that out. We had some technical difficulties today.
So we're learning.
Question mark on that. If we can figure it out, we'll do it. But otherwise, we'll let you know.
And later on, we want to drop some beats too, as like a welcoming, like a talk show. So we're still figuring that out as well. But stay with us. And so we're gonna wrap up now. And something to announce that's coming up: Stanley Market is having a vintage all women's vendor event on March 28th.
That's awesome.
So if you guys are looking for something to do,
you know what time?
I don't know what time. I want to say 12 to 4.
Oh, no, that's during the soccer game.
That's
all right. So if you don't have tickets for the Denver Summit, check out the Women's Vintage Market.
So Stanley Market, March 28th. So either women, if you're going, go ahead and go. And then if not, if you're a small business owner and would like to be a vendor, reach out to Stanley Market. It might not be too late.
Awesome. So again, this is we're wrapping up for today, but tune in next week to see who's going to win the book. We're also next week we'll be talking about myths of real estate, and we'll be busting those myths and getting you some more information, so you're educated and ready. Ready. If there's any myths that you've heard that you would like us to answer to know if true or false, again, drop them in the comments. We'll drop the Google form for any questions as well. And if there's any topics that you're interested in us diving into for this live show next month or in the future, we'd love to know what you want to know about and what you'd want to hear us talk about. Make sure you're following us both on our Instagrams, and your Instagram is SalLynn Colorado, and I'm the Beston Homes team, and your Facebook SalLynn Duran and Brandon Beston. And then make sure you go and subscribe to our YouTube channels. This is a live show that's on Facebook and Instagram. Hopefully we got Instagram right this week. But then make sure and go subscribe to our YouTube channels, because those will be this will be posted to our YouTubes tomorrow. So my YouTube is Beston Homes Team Denver, and mine is SalLynn Colorado. Do you want to know where SalLynn Colorado comes from? So my name is different, right? SalLynn. My dad's name is Salvador, and my mom's middle name is Lynn. So they put SalLynn together. That's awesome. But boys used to tease and like, what are you selling? houses. Come buy one.
Now I'm selling houses.
Buying houses. Come buy one.
So if anybody ever wondered, selling Colorado is because I'm selling
Colorado.
Yeah.
I love that. Like
Yeah.
the Beston homes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Courtney using our names. So until next week, thank you for watching.
Yes.
And we, we'll see you soon.
And power for you women. Keep
Yes.
grinding
Let's hear it
and
for the
doing you.
girls.